everyone, Shikai Hokan here, reporting for the festival. So, this week, I'm taking some different cars for myself here, which, well, they are not exactly the best, but they are quite entertaining to try to drive to, at the very least. I mean, well, I'm at least for the viewers, because as the driver, it it's not gonna end well if I do things wrongly, because, well, let's just say this week some of these cars are kinda out of control. And, well, let's start with the more tame one, which is this Mazda MX-5 Miata and C, I believe, because this is the third generation or fifth. I'm not sure, because on one side it says there are only 4 generation, and on the other side there is some that says that it's 6th generation. So it's either 4 or 6th generation, but basically second to last for now. And, well, this is the odd one of the bunch because it has its own white body. Not from Liberty Kit, just from the Mazda being trying to experiment things here and there. And yeah, you can see that there is some fender flare from the factory, which is make this Miata a little bit fatter than the others. And yeah, I built it into S1 class. So, well, I used to upgrade most of my cars to S1, so what's different with this? Well, let's just say this car is a little bit interesting because in the conversion side, I used the 2.6 liter 4-rotor racing variant. So it's a rotary engine and it has 4-rotor, obviously, as it says there. And, well, that's the only rotary engine here. I don't know where it came from, but that thing is loud. Let's just say that. That's one thing, and the other thing is this car doesn't like rain at all. I mean, if the track is wet, it will just somehow kind of out of control because it has too much power, I guess. I'm still not sure about that, but obviously I installed the aero kit just to help it out to a certain extent. So as you can see, there are only Forza stuff here, and yes, I painted with my usual livery because I kind of like it. So yeah. The tire, I used the race tire compound, obviously. The front has 245, which is quite small for an S1 class, and the rear has 255, still quite small with the power that it has. Rim is custom, I believe. Yep, I changed it to something, I don't know. Obviously, I tried to pull it out a little bit. And, well, it's still not out of the fender somehow because it's so wide already from the factory, so you don't need to worry about that. Right, this is obviously maxed out. Do I put a roll cage? I don't think so. No, I didn't pull the roll cage, even though it will help. And yes, I use all the weight reduction possible, and of course we have the restrictor plate, which is either stock restrictor plate or no restrictor plate. So even the engine is not even legal on the racetrack, I believe. But yeah, also interestingly enough, this is still old. This is my one of my older tune that I shared. So yeah, it has 718 horsepower with 466 feet of torque, which is quite nice actually for racing, but with the small tire like that, it's a bit too much, I guess. And it weighs around 2,224 pounds. And yeah, kind of almost 50-50 in terms of uh, weight ratio. But yeah, let's just show you a little bit on the road here, because it is one hell of a car. And yes, the tune that I shared there is a bit different with the one that I'm currently recording because I made some small adjustment. So I'll update it if it works better, which I already think it is because. And yes, it sounds like an F1 engine for some reason. I don't understand. Ooh, okay. I think I need to give it a bit more brake pressure. It doesn't want to stop. That's not a problem with this. No, not. Yeah, around 190. Because last time I used 50-50 diff, the one on the tune that I shared, and 3 people already using it. Well, downloaded it. I don't know if they still using it. And well, it's not the best actually. So right, I'm just going to show you how bad it is on a wet road because I don't know why it's just so bad for some reason. But since I reduced the diff to 20%, I think it should be better. I don't know. We'll see about that. Oh yeah, it's raining. Ooh, what's that? I saw Natasha there. I don't know who that is, but yeah, it doesn't want to grip enough with this much water on the road. So I have to be extra careful with this car actually. And the fact that I already changed the diff actually really helped. Yeah, I'll share the diff for others later, but it's still kind of wild to drive. So it's just a matter of trying to survive with this car. You don't win with this car, you survive. And it won't. And it's not gonna be the most practical thing to use on online race, you know. You don't want to use this on online racing. You want this to be on A class, which I also happen to have on the other generation of Miata. They don't go to S1 class. They just go to A class because the tire is quite small. So yeah, I think now I get the hang of the tune. Well, it looks like I'm doing fine here. But yeah, yeah, it doesn't have the top speed. Oh, so close. And my controller is disconnected, of course. But yeah, you don't want to use this on online racing unless you want to challenge yourself, and it is recommended for you to use traction control because it will spin if you don't have a good throttle control. That's for sure. I mean, on second gear it still spin, and I already stretched the gearing as far as I can. And well, it's not a bad result, but you will get destroyed for sure in online race. I'll guarantee you for that. I mean, then again, my build isn't the best for online race in the first place, you know. It's just for fun most of the time. And let's not do the Goliath. Let's just teleport to here. The Cosworld Super Sprint. And well, let's do it in summer because that's the most ideal thing to do. Which I already have. Nice. But yeah, I don't know what exactly wrong with this tune because this tune is quite old. It's almost as old as my Charger SRT8 tune, which is one of my favorite car from last quarter, and in fact it is my all-time favorite. Okay, what happened there? Yeah, you probably better off with other car than this. Well, at least with this tune, because well, probably the original Miata, the NA, is, well, the NA is the one that has the Rocket Bunny kit, if I remember correctly. That's the one you want if you want to try to turn a car into such a massive, with to something that has so much power like this, and try to race it. Even though Rocket Bunny or Phantom or Liberty Walk aren't really for racing, as far as I know. Oh, that's a nice overtake. Not the cleanest, but it's one of the better one that I've done so far. Yep, see what I mean? I made a little mistake with the throttle and it will just spun. You really have to be extra gentle with this little girl here. And also engine braking doesn't really help much because I reduced the diff way too much for it to be effective. Ooh, okay. Okay, that was a bit scary. You don't want to hit the bump as well because it will spun. This thing is out of control. I'll just say that over and over, and the AI is trying to kill each other. Who was that? Oh, that's PT. That's Connor Speed. PTG Connor Speed is right there. Well, we claim our second place because the AI just tried to kill each other. But there you go, the Mazda MX-5 from 2013. Well, I would say it's kinda drivable, but you really need to be careful. I mean, if you remember the video where I used the XKR, oh, yeah, I think it is the XKRS GT. That thing is quite already quite rough, right? This is even rougher than that. It's not even something that you want to drive on a daily basis, basically. Just I will recommend it, but only if you know how to drive properly. I mean, even I, that usually use the rear-wheel drive in this game, with 8-speed manual, sort of. It's not really manual because it's basically an automatic, but I didn't see that. Oops, my bad. And even with the Dodge Charger is still a lot more controllable than this somehow. And yeah, if I try to chuck it, it will go onto oversteer mode and I'm gone. It is that problematic sometimes. So, well, not just sometimes, it's almost all the time if you do it wrongly. But if you want to try to challenge yourself with this thing, sure. I don't really recommend it though. You might die or crash into something, I don't know. Yeah. But there you go. The Rotary Miata is something that you don't really want to drive actually.